So the other day I was coaching my runners and I rode up to one of our runners and they were crying because they were just having an absolute crap day and they were emotionally just in the lowest of the lows. And as I was speaking to this person, I taught them a perspective or technique that totally shifted the place they were in. And within like 1 minute of teaching them this perspective, they were in a much better place. They actually had a smile on their face and they kind of moved forward in their run in a much better way. Now, this is a really powerful technique. So I thought this week I'll teach that technique to you. So if you want to learn the technique that I taught this runner, watch this video. So as I was saying before, the other day I went up to this runner and they were in a place where they were just in an emotional place. They were crying, they were kind of beating themselves up. They were just having a crap day. And this is the thing, is when you are someone who consistently exercises, you've got a broad range of experiences you're going to have within your exercise. You're going to have days where you feel like you're a superhero, where you just everything you do just feels on fire. And then you're going to have days where you feel like the weight of the world is on your shoulders. And on this day, when I went up to this runner, the weight of the world was on their shoulders and they were crying. They were in a not a good place. Now, the really interesting thing about this runner is they joined our program about 2 months ago and they have just excelled in their runner. So they joined our 10K program, which is like getting people to run faster at 10Ks. And they were already had a running habit in their life, but in the last 2 months, they just excelled so much with their running. And as I kind of went up to this person, I caught them on the bad day, the weight of the world on that day. I knew that there was a message that I needed to share with them. And the message was this theory I have, which is called moments versus trends. Moments versus trends. So in this time when I went up to this person with the bike or with the weight on their shoulder, I caught them in a moment. I caught them in a really bad moment. They were emotionally struggling, they were crying. It was pretty full on. Now, the thing about when you're in this moment is often you can then see your whole experience as a failure. So in this moment, you could be thinking, oh man, I just really suck at running. I'm not making any progress. Why do I even try? This is what often happens when the weight of the world is on our shoulder. We see the whole world based on that lens. And this is what I talked about with this lady, is I said, well, first of all, this is just a moment. You're just having a bad day. What's the trend of your running over the last period of time? Now, as I said before, the trend of the running over the last period of time was she was absolutely killing her running. In the last 8 weeks, she'd made PBs, she was improving her technique, she was training harder than she'd ever done. She made so much progress. So the trend showed her she was killing her running. What she was experiencing on that day was just a moment. Now, we don't want to disregard the moment. It's a suck day. We don't want to disregard it. But what we've got to do is we've got to keep it in context. Because often when we're in a bad moment, we make it a bigger context and we kind of create an unrealistic experience of what's been before that. And again, if we look at the trend, this person had killed it. In that moment, they had failed or they were struggling, but they didn't need to panic. They just need to deal with this moment and get back to the behaviors that was creating the trend. A really good example of this is we often see this in diet. Someone could be doing really well with the diet. The trend of their diet shows that they're eating well, they're sticking within their ranges, they're choosing good foods, they're moving, and then they go out and they have a really bad social night and they beat themselves up for the next few days because they had a bad moment. And they think, well, I suck at dieting because of a moment. You haven't sucked at dieting, you just had a bad moment. And this is a cool concept for you to think about when you're going on a growth journey, is to understand, is the trend moving in the right direction? Because here's the thing, every kind of growth journey you're going to have is going to have moments. You're going to have moments where you want to cry because you suck. You're going to have moments where you eat too much food when you're on a diet. But if the trend's going in the right way, you can remove the emotional beat up and you can practically deal with the moment and then get back to the behaviors that keep you on the trend, that keeps you in the right direction. So as I talk about this, think about yourself. At times in your life, when you have moments, are you exaggerating it way more than you need to if the trend's going in the right place? Now, one thing I will just quickly say, if the trend's not going in the right place, if the trend is going in the wrong direction, you need to put more attention in this area. But I just find that a lot of times people have got a great trend, a great trajectory, they have one bad moment, and it can make them go in the wrong direction for a longer period than they need. So, trends versus moments, when can you use it in your life? If you enjoy my pieces and you want to bring exercise into your life, you need to check out my book, I Will Make You Passionate About Exercise. This book is designed to be a step-by-step journey that teaches you the right lessons and experiences to guide bringing exercise into your life, not just for a moment, but where you get to the place where you have a long-term love of exercise. So you get fitter, you get healthier, you have great stress releases, and you feel amazing about yourself. This book has been hugely successful, getting to the top 10 in the world for health and fitness books. So if it's time for you to bring health and fitness into your life, go to Passion About Exercise, click on the link, go through the process, and you can be starting your journey of finding your love for exercise really soon.